won't be in the theater.
You should not be allowed to have heated seats in the theater. Like you're not even going to go and watch the movie. You're gonna be in there asleep the whole time. You just really,
Okay.
no point in even why are we here? Everybody snoring the whole time. Can't watch every movie 3 hours long now with heated seats too, and the concierge service walking in, giving you food and all that. Come on now, y'all done watching the movie at this point. You're like, in there eating and sleeping. So yeah, ban heated seats in theater. That's my hashtag for the episode. But
people getting too comfortable in there, thinking they're at home on the couch.
we for some time now. It's gotten extreme recently. So yeah, ban them heated seats. But anyways, this is your boy Gene Alec back for our 4th episode, our bonus episode for the week. Excited to add this one into our discussions we've been going on. We had fun, real conversations about things going on with college basketball, with NFL, and with the MLB as that's gotten underway. And throwing this bonus in for you guys as well for your entertainment, talking about movies. Our last bonus episodes, as we said in the last episode, we talked about fast food, we talked about TV shows. Now we said we're going to get to movies, and we're here to do that today. So excited to pull up our bracket for you guys and discuss the best movies we've seen in recent this last year, just about. Yeah. So fun things here. This being the 4th episode, we'll skip the intro yet again, but excited to jump into it. So excited to do all this. We watch movies a whole lot. You can follow us on Letterboxd. We on there, real active, having a good time, having good conversations, and all that.
I think same apps on Letterboxd, right?
Same exact apps across the board. So you definitely can follow us on there. Love talking movies and all of that as well. And excited to share this with you guys today. So from the last year, we've seen a whole lot of good movies. Again, shout out to Bracket Fights, I guess. Thanks for that. And we put our top 16 movies of the last year or so into here. We haven't even seen, for both of us, may not have seen each one. But for the most part, we have.
I think like 95% of them we've seen both of them.
One of us has seen at least all of these. So you give us input, of course. Excited to share this all. So we'll zoom in here, starting at the top. Before we actually do our votes, just sharing who's where. We have Avatar and Woman King up top. We have Wakanda Forever and John Wick there. We got Glass Onion, Knives Out, the second one there. The Banshees of Inisherin as well going against it. We have Cocaine Bear on here. That was a great movie. Excited to talk about that. And then Emily the Criminal was a good movie. Also
slept on movie
on here as well. Very slept on. Well, I definitely enjoyed that. On the other side, we got the Northman, which was elite. The Menu was elite. Creed was great. Nope was great. Great again directors, Jordan Peele and Michael B. Jordan putting on great displays there. And then we got Bodies, which was a great movie. Batman, we got everybody hooked for a long while. Still excited things to come with that. And then lastly, we got the Barbarian and Everything Everywhere All at Once. So not exactly proper seating in regards to last time we placed everything somewhere as we wanted. This time we randomized it a little bit. So Barbarian isn't fully our 1 seed, but we're fine with the match, so we left it as is. And same thing across the board. So really good things all around here. A lot of great movies. I'll think of what I missed out on at the end, but for right now, for what we have, really good stuff, and we'll jump into it. So at the top, as we said, Avatar versus Woman King. How are you leaning in that?
Yeah, I think I will lean Woman King, but
okay.
Yeah. Avatar, the third act of Avatar was like the most exciting part. Like most excited I've been in a theater in a minute. Like that last hour of Avatar, the action was sensational. Correct. Visually, of course, it was amazing throughout. But yeah, it was like something to witness. I was like completely enthralled in my theater experience there. For me, why I say I lean Woman King is I think it was a phenomenal movie, like from start to finish. I know you had a little bit of a gripe of the white savior thing. I didn't really feel like he was a savior, but
I get you. But I did.
We didn't do our full Avatar deep dive, so we're not gonna do it here. But so I don't know fully how you felt. I know you had an issue a little bit with the story.
Yeah, I did.
The Avatar writers, it was similar in many aspects to the first one. And I kind of had an issue with like the second, I guess the middle part of the movie. I was kind of like, can we get to the action now? Like I understand the water people by this point. Like can we move on a little bit?
Yeah.
But both great movies, but I lean Woman King.
The more I think about it, I might actually agree with you, and that may kind of come as an upset because Avatar is a very beloved series as it's getting underway, and we love the animation and all that comes with it. But story-wise, The Woman King had less, I guess, holes than Avatar did, with just as much action that I thoroughly enjoyed. It may not be on the same level, but it was good enough to to be voted over Avatar, as great as that last act for Avatar was. With Avatar, the gripes I had, the story, there were some parts that I felt like were unnecessarily long. I did not need a whole 20 minutes on that whale, whatever that was, things of that nature.
Sure.
And in short, without doing the full deep dive, it was just like the beginning was like, oh, the dude that we just saw in the first one is a former army dude, very smart, can gather these people and have them move in a way that can overthrow whatever the humans can throw at them, and can keep them stabilized as they are doing. He showed that in the first one. The humans were aware of that after what he did and in that movie. Then the second one, it's like, okay, the humans are like, okay, we saw what we did. We get to prepare for him, and he showed his prowess. Him in return is like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared. Let's leave.
Jake Sully, yeah.
I was like, wait, what? You showed all this prowess and smarts, and you got all these people and had all this stuff set up. We're over to combat what went on. In the first one, even though they did get you at sometimes, you overcame that and stayed with the Avatar and moved on. And then the second one, you're like, I don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna go. So take my family and leave in a way.
I get it, because like they now had like avatars, like they had military guys who were now avatars.
Correct.
Who were attacking the civilization, and he didn't want to be like the reason that civilization was being targeted, but then he ended up being the reason why the water civilization is targeted.
So it's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So there were a few things that just made me question that. I just had a lot of questions after I watched the movie.
Sure.
Which you should have questions answered for a 3.5 hour movie. Everything should be crossed off, but it didn't quite do that for me. But
it was an exhilarating theater watch, though.
Yeah, it was still very enjoyable. And I'm excited to see where it goes next and all that. We do more breakdown another day. But for right now, to your point, I will actually give, I guess, in a slight upset, if you want to call it that, I'll give Woman King the nod there and go with that there. Moving on, Wakanda Forever versus John Wick. That's a tough one because Wakanda is Black Panther is a beloved series as well, in the same way as Avatar. But John Wick, you haven't seen the fourth one yet. John Wick is special.
I haven't seen any John Wicks.
No, any John Wick? Oh,
none of them.
You gotta fix that.
I do. Apparently, apparently they each like have gotten better, each one.
Correct.
And this one's being highly celebrated.
Also, the thing with Avatar, 3 hours long, but it was just you got what you wanted in it. Like you didn't leave with a head scratcher. So I enjoyed thoroughly. I saw opening night John Wick and love what I got from that and all of that. Wakanda, I saw opening night as well and loved it also. I more so because of the moment still commemorating Chadwick Boseman and things of that nature. But some of the movie did have me scratching my head with that as well. So I actually go John Wick in that one. I know you haven't seen it, but I would push pretty hard to make sure that one wins. I'll let you say what you want to say about Wakanda.
What would you like 0 to 100? What would you rate?
I think we did our review of Wakanda Forever, and we gave Wakanda like a 91, somewhere right around there.
Yeah.
I have that clearly above. I have John Wick at like a 95 at least.
Yeah.
Like it was. I enjoy every moment of it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I haven't seen any John Wick movies, so I really can't like push back or
do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and go ahead and watch that.
Okay. I know they're beloved movies now.
It just does exactly what you wanted to do. Like it's not, don't waste no time. There was even a report came out. Keanu Reeves only said 320 words. Like we're not here for words. Come in, kill some folks, and let's move on. All the extra, we ain't got time for that. So it did exactly what you wanted it to do on the grandest of scales. It had a very dramatic ending as well. I thought they did. They're very excellent. And just loved all the things that came together with it. There's nostalgia on its own end. I forgot his first name. Was it Lance Riddick, I believe his name was. That just passed away recently. I think it was Lance Riddick. He was one
from The Wire, and
he was one of the main characters in that movie and had a prevalent role in this last one as well. And having him pass away right before the movie came out definitely was a sad thing. Especially seeing his involvement in the movie afterwards. Yeah, it definitely pulled a lot of heartstrings in the movie theater as well. So it has somewhat the same emotional pulls as Wakanda did, as well as action that is in my opinion, far beyond what Wakanda gave us. So yeah,
Okay.
I go John Wick there. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm confident in that one. I think fans will agree. Excited to go on from there. Next up, we got Glass Onion
This
versus
one,
Banshees of Inisherin.
I think we might disagree on this one.
You go first. Now I talked a lot
Okay.
about the last one. You go first.
Sure. I'll start with the one I like less with Banshees. I thought Banshees. I think it's a really well made movie. Like it looks great. It has great acting. But for me, what part of the premise is that he finds Colin Farrell's character dull, and he doesn't want to be friends with him anymore. Like that's the main uh, issue in the story. And for
Sure.
me, the movie itself is kind of dull. Like the entire time I was watching it, I wasn't really like
Hey man,
entertained.
hey, you can't have real cinema on your name. Not enjoy real cinema. That's very
Hey,
fraudulent.
hold up, hold up.
What are we doing
Real
here?
cinema doesn't always mean like the artistic cinema. Sometimes it means
It was not doing all to me. I
sometimes
enjoyed
it means
it.
John Wick, you know, like sometimes it means like a headbanger action packed movie for real cinema. It doesn't have to be the Academy Award nominees to be real cinema.
Regardless of what awards it got, I enjoyed it from start to finish. I enjoyed the storyline, how it played, and the message they were conveying with that.
Hey man, I didn't finish.
Oh, go ahead. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So yeah, that's all. Your tag is a little fraudulent if that's the case.
No, it's not fraudulent. No, and because what I was gonna finish with was, for me, like it was dull for me personally. Like I know I understand it was like an allegory for the war that was going on like between Ireland and whoever. Like I understand that it had those allegorical connections, and that it was well written in that aspect.
Sure.
And there were the scene where he like confronts him in the bar and he's drunk and he's asking him like what he wants to be remembered for and that kind of thing. Like I love that scene and that was probably the best scene in the movie for me. But it didn't really like grip me like it did for other people. And so for me, it was like that was just a movie that wasn't for me personally. I'm not mad at anyone who says like that was a 10 out of 10, that was a 9 out of 10 because I think it just wasn't for me, my taste personally.
Okay. And then what are your thoughts on Glass Onion then?
Glass Onion, I think, was a slight step down from Knives Out, but I really enjoyed it still. Really fun. I don't think I liked the ensemble cast from this one as much as Knives Out, but it had high moments. It was funny. I thought Janelle Monáe was great. The Benoit Blanc cinematic universe, the BBCU, I'm all on it. Yeah. I'm all for it. I keep giving me more Benoit Blanc for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
He be getting some fits off as well, so that's always fun to see.
Salute.
So yeah, for me personally, entertainment value, I would have Glass Onion over it, but I'm not mad if you have Banshees over Glass
Onion. I have Banshees over it, and it's actually not even because of how good Banshees is. It's because, to your point, I was at least somewhat disappointed in Glass Onion. Okay. I definitely enjoyed it. I'll keep watching it. I love Benoit Blanc and all of that. I just think in the end, I admittedly, though fans liked it, I thought the reveal at the end with Janelle having a twin, I thought that was a cop out, to be honest. I was like, really? Okay. No, come on, seriously? Of course she had a twin, and they just swapped them out, and she went and found what was going on. Like I thought it was going to be something else, where somebody else was really maneuvering on the scenes and trying to figure out what's going on. So yeah, I was disappointed at least somewhat by the reveal at the end. But even in that, it still was phenomenal acting across the board. And still a very fun watch that I wouldn't mind revisiting. But yeah, I thought Banshees was great. I had that very high, and definitely believe it deserved the awards. I believe that it did win in the Academy Awards. I believe that a few weeks ago. So yeah, more so because of being somewhat disappointed by Glass Onion. I have Banshees just barely beating that. But if you want to give Glass Onion the nod, I won't argue too much on that.
Mm-hmm. And I'll say too, like I think for this bracket, it's more so like what our preference was, not like what was the better technical movie too. But sure. I think with this one, Banshees may be the better technical movie, like as well. I felt like Knives Out was just like almost flawless, and Glass Onion, I think it didn't quite live up to the hype of Knives Out. Yeah,
got it. So are you fine with Banshees or you
Yeah,
want something?
I'm fine with Banshees.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm cool with that too. Now moving down, here's a fun one. Cocaine Bear versus Emily the Criminal. Emily the Criminal, as you pointed out, might be criminally underrated. It was a very good movie.
I see what you
Again,
did
I didn't
there.
really see many folks give the praise that deserve. And then Cocaine Bear got all the hype and the rave of
It did.
myself and others, as
Yeah.
in the somewhat same way as John Wick. It just gave you exactly what you wanted. It came in,
Sure.
Cocaine Bear, here you go, mayhem ensues. And
Uh-huh.
yeah, I definitely enjoyed that, and I'm excited for, as you pointed out, the Benoit Blancs in that universe. I'm excited for the cocaine universe that's on the way.
Hey man,
With this way,
if you got a problem, just let me know. You excited
I
for the
will.
cocaine universe?
I'll let you know. But yeah, definitely enjoyed that. Which way you want to lean in this matchup?
Yeah, I didn't see Cocaine Bear. I think I can imagine what Cocaine Bear gives you. I
I
assume
don't think so.
I can.
don't think so.
I imagine it was a very, very fun experience watching it.
Yeah.
And like you said, it gives you exactly what you came for. It gives you the gore, gives you the kind of the absurdity of a bear
Fully.
on cocaine.
Yeah.
And it's not too beholden to
Based on a
a
true
bunch of
story.
character development and that kind of thing. What did you say?
Based on a true
It
story.
is loosely based on a true story for sure.
Very loosely.
So I assume it's like a strong 75, like very enjoyable watch,
Yeah.
and fun in the theater, and probably rewatchable too. Like in a group setting, it'd be fun to watch again.
One of those low rated but cult classic type
Mhm.
movies. Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah. So I think I gather what exactly Cocaine Bear is, and I'd still be interested in seeing it too. I don't think it's one I'm gonna get around to in theaters.
Understood.
But Emily the Criminal, I think is underrated and probably underwatched. I don't think a lot of people have seen it. It was probably like a 85 for me. I
Yeah.
think it was a very strong movie. It's like a tight 90 minutes or so,
Yeah,
I
it's
believe.
quick. It's quick.
It doesn't overstay its welcome. Aubrey Plaza, not one I've seen in a more serious role too much. I know she is acting in serious roles in some other things, but
Mhm.
it was a nice change of pace from some of the other comedic stuff that she does. And I thought she killed it in her central role. And yeah, I was entertained from start to finish in Emily the Criminal. So I'd have to
I
give it the
don't think
nod.
she actually used the gun in that movie. I think I even noted in my review, like she did
Yeah,
everything with like she saved
like
herself
a
from
taser or
the
something or
taser or
something
something like
else.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
even when the guy had the gun, she got away from him with the taser and then left it. So
Uh,
yeah, she was impressive with all of that, and just the whole story I enjoyed, and I like when they can get a good story like that compacting in that time as you pointed out. So yeah, as great as Cocaine Bear was, because it's up against a movie that I really enjoy as well, Emily the Criminal, I'll say I'll give the nod to Emily there and appreciate what they put together with that film there. So good stuff for that first round on that side. Flipping sides on the other end of the bracket, the Northman versus the Menu. I thoroughly enjoyed the Northman. So I'm
yeah.
interested to see what you say about both of these.
That's tough. I've only watched the first half of The Northman, and it's beautiful. Like it's a dope movie, but I feel like I have to be in a certain mind frame like to watch it because it is very artistic.
Sure.
It's kind of slower paced. Like the color grading of it, like it's a more like dull thing, but it's very like violent. It's very well acted. It's very cinematic. I believe it's a really well done movie. I haven't been like in that headspace
It felt
to
like an
get through it.
even darker version of Batman. Like we like Batman
Huh.
for its like noir style,
Yeah,
being
yeah,
very dark and slow and fully getting crossing all the boxes and all of that. The
for sure.
Northman felt the same way, just like times maybe not times 10, but times two at least. Like they really went in on I guess the darkness of all that was going on there. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I
And
thoroughly enjoyed that.
it kind of feels like a Shakespeare play at some points
Yeah,
too, with
yeah,
some of the visions he has and that he's talking to and that kind of thing.
correct.
It's one I wish I saw in theaters. I was really trying to
Me
get to
too.
it. I just didn't get around to it, but I feel like it would
Yeah,
have been incredible in theaters. Um, but from what I've seen, I think it's a great movie. And then The Menu was took the world by storm. I actually saw a free screening of it through Letterboxd,
hmm
and it was a really subversive and entertaining very fun watch.
Mhm.
I think it was one of my favorite movies of the year, and kind of a surprise in that way. I thought Anya Taylor Joy was great. I thought Ralph Fiennes was great
Mhm.
as the villain of the story.
Right.
It caught me off guard. The first kill extremely caught me off guard.
Very off guard. Yeah.
Everyone in the theater was like, "Oh, like this is not quite the movie we thought we were showing up for."
Yeah.
We knew it was gonna have a twist, but it got
Dark.
it got
Quick.
pretty dark quick, yeah. So that was one of my favorite theater experiences of last year too, and um, I might give it the nod just because I think it's maybe a little bit more rewatchable, and more entertainment value, while Northman seems like a cinematic masterpiece in a way. So
Mm.
I could lean either way. I'm interested where you go.
I lean heavily towards the Northman.
Okay.
I enjoyed the menu. I understand the message.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't know what just didn't click for me with that movie like it did with everybody else.
Okay.
Like as much hype as there was and all of that, I did enjoy what all was put there.
Hey, that was the one you saw when the dog was like in the theater too, right?
I went back and watched it too. Yeah,
Okay.
okay, there was that part.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
have
it was
that
kind of
experience.
affected. Yeah.
Some rich old lady had her dog in the movie theater, was barking at me and stuff. The dude behind me was sleeping and he had a split
Right.
in my chair. Like it was just all around. It was just bad.
Uh,
But I went again and saw it. Or I
okay.
watched it at home. It
Okay.
came on HBO like a week after it released.
Mm.
Or fairly
Yeah,
recent, whatever.
fairly, yeah, soon
But
after,
I
yeah.
saw it. I saw it at home, and
Okay.
watching it at home with a chance to really ignore all the noise and focus on it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what it put out. But maybe because I didn't have the theater experience like you did,
Mhm.
it didn't quite grab me like everybody else. But
Okay.
even watching at home, I saw Northern at home. I watched that a couple of times, honestly.
Okay.
I enjoyed what they put out there all together. So I think the Northman. But I'm not. Again, these all movies are all great, and I think it might get upset later on either way. So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
go.
mad at the Northman. Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm all for that. So good stuff there. The next one is going to be a tough one. Creed 3 versus Nope. Both were our beloved, have very beloved actors in it. The beloved director Michael B.
Directors.
Jordan
Yeah.
and Jordan Peele. Nope had somewhat of a delayed review. It started off, people were like, I don't know if we like this or not. And then some people
Some
explained
people
it
loved
to
it
us.
though. Like thought
Some
it's his
people,
best.
well,
Yeah.
it seemed like the love came later on, which is my point. It like to the point of delayed. When the movie first came out, folks that rushed to see it, when I saw opening day, there was a large group when it first came out. They were like, "What did we just watch?" And then more time went on. People may have watched it again, or people that had better understanding of it watched it and re-explained to folks. I'm one of those folks who saw it opening weekend and was like confused at first. Read some reviews, tried to get understanding of what was going on, at least a little bit more without full spoilers. Went and watched again. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, and that makes sense, and everything clicked the second time around. To the point that I ended up thoroughly enjoying it on a rewatch and beyond. To a point that was one of my favorites of last year for sure. So Nope definitely has become a fan favorite. Jordan Peele has developed somewhat of a cult following behind him with the movies he's put together and all of that universe that he has developed. And then Creed has been great and continues to follow along. A great series that Michael Jordan is putting together with a grand at least finale of the trilogy so far, with Jonathan Majors also being added to it. We won't talk about all the extra stuff, but at least for this movie, he definitely put on a spectacular performance that many folks have loved. And yeah, I can see this going either way. What do you feel about both movies?
For me, it's Creed by like 25, 30 points in a blowout matchup.
Wow.
Yeah, like
yeah. All right.
I understand, like people really, really love Nope, and as you said, like some of it grew over time, the love for Nope.
Yeah.
I think that one was a fun, no, not fun. It was an engaging theater experience.
Correct.
I saw it in IMAX too, I believe. Like it was dope to see on the screen. Certain things just didn't click for me, and not that I didn't understand them. I think I did the same thing as you as far as trying to understand some of the metaphors and
Yeah.
the message that he was trying to get across. I get that, the idea of the spectacle and all that kind of thing, and the critique of Hollywood. But yeah, it just didn't land for me like Us did or Get Out. I think Get Out is his best work for me. I don't know where you rank Nope in those three, but for me, it's it goes in the order they came out. Like it's Get Out, then Us, then Nope for me.
Uh, Get Out, Nope, and then Us. Us
Okay.
was cool, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad movie. But I think I was slightly let down coming out of the theater. Have an appreciation for what he did, but I didn't love it. Like it's probably like a 70 for me,
Wow. Okay.
whereas Creed was like closer to a 90, 91, 92. So
I put Creed. I picked it and put it ahead here, as you see. So I'm fine with that going ahead. But I did like Nope.
I
But
saw Creed 3 twice in theaters, by the way.
yeah,
Like
so
that's how
I
much I enjoyed
I
it.
understand why folks will put Creed ahead of that. So I'm cool with that. Though I do think that Nope may age better as folks give it
It
another
might.
chance if
It
they
might.
go on and do so. So yeah, I'm fine with it as this right now. Moving on, Batman versus Bodies. Yeah, I said that right. Yeah, I think there's a clear answer for both of us, correct?
It is. It
I'm
is. I
sure,
think it's
yeah, go ahead.
it's a B plus versus A minus to me. I think Bodies was a really strong, surprising movie for a lot of people. The comedy horror or horror comedy, and I thought Pete Davidson was hilarious in it. I thought a lot of the actors in it were great. And it was a really fun. I think you could either hate the ending or love the ending. And
I actually haven't seen that. So that's one.
oh, you haven't seen it? Okay.
No.
Yeah, I think it's a very divisive ending. Either you hate it or you love it. And I thought the ending was hysterical, so I loved it. But it's probably like a B plus for me overall, like a 80, 88.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Batman was like a 90, 91. I think the Batman was a great introduction into the Matt Reeves Batman universe. Really excited to see where he takes it next. I haven't watched it 16 times like you have.
Yeah, I've watched it.
But I did see it twice in theaters. I saw it in Dolby and then I saw it in IMAX. And both times, my dad and I loved it. And yeah, it was exciting to see another version of Batman on the big screen again. And I thought he knocked it out of the park with the first entry.
Yeah, I guess something. I guess this is telling it somewhat. Something about dark movies just grabbed me. So it's become a comfort movie for me in a way.
Okay.
Like if I have nothing else to watch, I'm like, just throw on Batman and let that play for 3 hours in the background or whatever. So yeah, whether I fully engaged or just in the background, I've had it on at least eight times since it came out. Like I've watched it in some capacity and have enjoyed it in parts and in full. So I definitely enjoy what they did and what is to come with this series. And yeah, excited for what's next there. So yeah, very good stuff there. And I have to check out Body still. I've heard it's pretty divisive.
Yeah, you should. You should. I think you'll enjoy it. It might piss you off the ending, but I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, that's fine. And yeah, so we'll see about that. Lastly, in the first round, Barbarian versus Everything All at Once. I said right. Everything
Everywhere all at once. Yeah.
Both of those. Barbarian got some decent hype when it came out on Hulu. I believe that was. Everything Everywhere All at Once is one of the most renowned movies already, it seems, in recent memory, and I very much agree with it. But I'm interested to see what you think about these two. How you voting?
Yeah, I'm not trying to get yelled at. Please.
No, go ahead.
Please don't yell at me. Don't yell at me in the comments. I know people love Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought it was a good movie. I think for me, I was a victim of the hype of it because everyone's claimed like it was the best movie they'd ever seen or it was the best movie they'd seen in years.
Yeah, watch it early. Don't let the hype fool you. Go ahead and watch for yourself before the hype trains get rolling.
Yeah, I think that's what kind of hurt it for me because I do think it was a really great movie. And it had a good story, the familial aspect at the center of it.
Yeah.
It was extremely unique. And I just outside the box completely. And I'm glad that it got celebrated in that way as it was so different than what we're normally getting from movies. A24 is great. And they showed it here, giving the Daniels the free reign to do whatever they wanted with this movie. But for me, it wasn't the hyperboles that I heard from other people. Like it was really good, but I wasn't like head over heels excited about it, as everyone seems to be. At
Mhm.
least most general consensus seems to be. So I I get like I'm fine with it winning. I mean, it cleaned up at the Academy Awards and everything,
Yeah.
and I understand the general consensus. I had a more fun time with Barbarian, to be honest.
I just laugh because as a guy with real cinema on his name, like you're like over 2
That's
now.
dude,
Like,
that's what real cinema is supposed to be, dude. It's like you don't necessarily agree with like the general consensus on either. These are
well, some
real
of these
cinema
general
takes.
consensus is right. Like some of these got it right. It's not just because whatever. But yeah, I think everything everywhere all at once was fantastic. Yeah, had somewhat of the same reaction that you described the menu where you like, wait, what just happened? Like, what is going on? There was a lot of that. But also had click in it. Once everything really tied together. I really enjoyed the story that was presented, and yeah, loved all the way through, and believe it deserved all the accolades that it got. Barbarian was a very fun movie as well, but I don't think it was not as fun as the latter there. So
Cap, cap. I disagree on the fun aspect.
okay,
I can hear you on other things, maybe like the structure of everything everywhere all at once, and uh costume design, the acting, the actors portraying all of these different characters and that kind of thing. But I thought Barbarian was different and outside the box for like the horror genre as well. Like it was almost two different movies. Like right in the middle, it splits into a whole completely different story almost.
right.
And I like that switch up and that subversive aspect of it.
Mm.
And I thought it was one of the better horror movies of the last decade. So um, I personally got more enjoyment out of it, but I'm fine with everything everywhere all at once moving on, especially so we don't get yelled at.
No, I'm gonna let you get yelled at. So we're gonna go ahead and put Barbarian ahead.
Okay.
We're gonna put it in.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you get yelled at, but just know,
Sure.
folks, it wasn't. It's the real cinema guy down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Not me. We'll go ahead and stay here and go to the next round. And so we get full breakdowns now of all these movies.
Yeah, we can go faster
Yeah,
to the
going
rest.
faster now. Batman versus Barbarian. How you leading that one?
I lean Batman. I think they're close, but I lean Batman.
I agree. Creed versus the Northman. Good
I'm
one,
fine. I'm fine with
honestly.
Northman. I'm fine with Northman.
Oh, really? Okay. I was gonna say
Yeah.
if you want to say Creed, I was fine with that too. But if you're going to the Northman, I'll go Northman there. Going to the other side, Banshees versus Emily. How you leaning that one? I think you already kind of said.
Me personally is Emily. I'm not mad at Banshees if you feel strongly about it though.
I'm not mad with Emily pulling the FAU and getting into
Okay.
the Elite Eight, making a run here.
All right.
Wait, this happened. Oh, there. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. All right, moving up, John Wick versus Woman King.
What you got? You've seen both. I haven't seen John Wick, so. This is a little bit recency bias, a little bit.
I'm trying to put it
control
aside.
it. Yeah.
I didn't have any gripes about John Wick.
Okay.
I had gripes about the Woman King.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
All right. Go for it.
Woman King was fantastic as well, but yeah, I gotta go with Big John, man.
Okay.
So now here we are, final four. Batman versus the Northman. How you leaning that one?
I gotta go back. I feel like you gotta go Batman too.
Correct.
Just with how much you
gotta be honest here.
Gone back to it. Yeah.
And it's like maybe a sleeper. Emily Criminal versus John Wick. I say John, but
yeah, but it's probably John, right?
Yeah. And then yeah, final two, Batman versus John Wick. How you leaning that?
So I haven't seen John Wick. It has to be more you. What's it gonna be?
It's Batman still.
Okay.
But John Wick is great, and I'm excited to see your reaction when you see it. And hopefully,
I'll say this isn't best movie of 2023 or whatever, but this was our favorite.
Our favorite.
Some of the best
our favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for sure, going Batman there. But very interested to see your reaction to John Wick.
Okay.
As the real cinema fan.
Should I watch 1 through 3 first?
You should. You should.
Okay.
Not even it doesn't really. You don't need to, but just for entertainment, like they're all very quality and build up each other at least somewhat enough to want to watch them all. So
Okay.
yeah, I watch those. But yeah, I think the Batman slightly beats out John Wick. Thoroughly enjoyed the story. Loved all how it was depicted. Loved the villains and all of that. Loved just all that was put together. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that.
The score was great, like the soundtrack.
Soundtrack. As we talked about after the movie, I went and watched all the cartoons afterwards, like
right.
all Batman, everything.
Yeah, I went to watch Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, and
everybody was comparing which, like, nothing grabbed me as great as the other ones are that did get my attention. None of them grabbed me even still as much as Batman did. So yeah, definitely very much enjoyed that. For sure, my favorite still, even amongst all the other ones that came out recently and other ones that may be ranked close to as well. As you on our Letterboxd and try to verify our votes if you want to. I think the order will still be correct in the same way. But yeah, definitely the Batman is our top dog here. So yeah, definitely enjoy putting this all together. Any other note you want to say about this, or what movies you feel were left out, if any?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. As far as left out, there were other movies I saw, but I had rated lower than these we had here, and I think this stands well because I saw this twice in theaters. Like I loved it enough to go see it again. So yeah.
Triangle of Sadness was great as well. Hopefully you get a chance to see that soon, because that certainly could have been in here as well. But besides that, I think the movies that need to be in here for our favorites were all involved. So definitely great stuff here. And yeah, very, very interested to see what folks say in the comments. Hopefully they blow this up for us and react to it.
Yeah, like give me your everything everywhere all at once hate. I'm ready for it. I can handle it.
Oh yeah, please give them all the solo shot. Send all hate. Can I even go here real quick and give all hate to this man right here? Him, not me.
Hey man, come on.
the hate screen. Here you go.
Give me the Dave Roberts solo.
Yeah, the solo shot. But yeah, definitely good stuff here. If you're not going to a double, I'll include myself now. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of us. Definitely enjoy putting this all together here. Real episodes, bonus episodes. We make sure we give you guys content across the board each week. I'm excited for what's to come with this here. What we'll say as well, what we want to do going forward is take at least somewhat of a first take approach to the show. We have our debates here and our discussions, and you guys have enjoyed what we go on with Matt. We want to start having a rotating group of guys we bring on and girls. For those that want to get involved, we definitely appreciate that. Folks that come on and talk to us with us each week. So next week we have a guy, Jake Gold, who's been on the show a couple times in the past. Will be joining us to talk about Sonya fight coming up, the Ryan Garcia and Tank fight coming up. Talk a little bit more about Dodgers baseball, as well as some other things, USC, UCLA, a little rivalry stuff going on there. We could surely talk about and beyond. So there'll be some good things there. And we'll keep guys like that, folks like that, coming on the show each week going forward as well. So definitely good things there. Appreciate all the love for you guys. Excited for what's next for the show. Again, ban them heated seats. No more sleeping in the theater. And shout out to all the real cinema fans, as Alec has pointed out there. So good stuff. Appreciate all the love. Like, rate, review, subscribe, comment, share, all that type of stuff. All the love you guys can show to us in any way. Definitely appreciate it. And we'll see you guys again next week, man. Appreciate y'all. We out of here. Peace.
Deuces.
Real cinema.